Just turned the MR2 on probably 10 minutes ago. Just sitting here idling, 1,000 RPM. There's the turbo setup. There's the combo wastegate actuator. Has a vacuum line just from the top coming through under all the coolant stuff. And so layer right here goes to this port on the intake manifold, loops into the boost controller, and then goes directly to the wastegate just from manifold pressure. So your standard one has 2 vacuum lines. You might be able to try to hook the turbo directly to the other vacuum line, and maybe it'll actuate the wastegate actuator quicker. And then over here on this side, I've got a couple ports under here, and this is where I have my boost gauge hooked up. It's one of these 2 ports on this bottom side of the intake. Yeah, there it is right there. You see a clear line. Yep. See a clear line right here. That's the boost gauge. And so going over here to where my boost gauge is, at idle, 1,000 RPM. Oil pressure is 10. But yeah, boost, vacuum lights sitting probably around 18. And then, you know, you flip it, it goes all the way down to 22. So that's about where it sits when you're at 1,000 RPM. And if you're a little higher, I've got the AC on just to lower my RPM. But that's about where my idle sits. You know, with the AC off, and vacuum kind of goes up when the idle's up a little bit. It's at right at 20. Goes to about 22. That's about where you should be sitting. And yeah, just for the boost check, I just took this pipe off, and you just literally hook it up right to this clamp and apply pressure. And I was getting some boost leaks roughly around here. These 2 couplings, they were leaking. I could hear them just whistling. So you'll be able to hear any boost leaks if you do something like that. What I did, I just made like just a plastic PVC thing, and you just put it directly on like that and clamp it. Well, it goes over, and then you just route your compressor line to that, and hopefully you have a gauge on your compressor and don't go any higher than 20 psi, and that should work. You'll see 20 psi on the on the pressure going into the turbo, and then it should be able to hold 20 psi all the way through. You're gonna have to continually pump 20 psi into the engine, because you'll lose some from the breather, from the exhaust, when you have just it going all the way through the engine, and your exhaust valves will be partially open, so you'll lose a little bit of pressure through there. But if you're applying 20 psi into the inducer of the turbo, it'll have 20 psi throughout the whole system, and you'll see 20 psi on here as well. And that's how you'll know you're good. You just listen for leaks. You can use a little spray bottle I just had a spray bottle full of water. You just spray it on everything, and you'll see bubbles if you have any leaks. But yep, 20 psi, that's all I put on that whole system. Hopefully that helps. Long video, sorry.